I sign all these papers, like, don't tell my medical history to anyone, and then I get home and I turn on a camera and tell you all about it anyway. Hi, it's Cassandra. Hang on, I need to stir my oatmeal. I just got back from, this is obviously going to be a very casual video in case you couldn't tell already. I just got back from the doctor. I had to go to a sleep center or whatever. I don't know what it's called. But I just wanted to tell you first, like, why I'm doing a sleep study. So, my junior year of high school, I started falling asleep in class, and it was always my favorite class. So school starts at 7:30 in the morning, and my first class was AP language, which is just an English class. It's not actually like learning languages. And I would literally always fall asleep in that class. And I assumed it was just because it was like my first class of the morning, even though it was like one of my favorite classes, and I wanted to pay attention in it. But the weird thing was, as I was like taking notes, I would be falling asleep. And so I would literally write notes in my sleep. I think I'm writing, my eyes are crossed, so I'm like, yeah, that looks like a word, and then I like actually wake up and I'm like, I have no idea what this says. And it got to the point where we were doing like a timed essay to practice for the AP exam in my AP language class. We were writing it, and I started falling asleep, but I was like, it's fine, like I'm still writing it. I was still thinking, I was just like falling asleep, you know. I turned in my paper at the end of class, and I was like, towards the end, you could not read my handwriting, and I was like, oh well, like what am I gonna do? So I turned in the paper, I left. Next day, I get called down to the counselor's office, and she pulls out this paper. It's the one I wrote yesterday for the timed essay. She's like, can you tell me about this paper? I think that's what she said. Honestly, I'm kind of making this up. It's kind of a blur. And I was like, yeah, this is the essay we had to write, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, well, your teacher gave it to me because she was concerned after reading it, seeing it. And she didn't really know how to, like, approach it. She's like, are you okay, basically? And I was like, oh, yeah, I fell asleep. We thought it was my medication at the time, so we ended up switching my depression medication, which we needed to do anyway. But like, we were like, okay, that'll fix it. Blah, blah. That did not fix it. So by senior year, when I got home from school, I would literally go straight onto the couch, fall asleep for 2 hours, and then wake up, do my homework, and go to bed, basically. Well, when I got to college, it got worse. I honestly think it got worse. And college, you don't have time to nap in college. Okay, but I'm napping every day for like 2 hours. So my grades are doing bad. Summer after freshman year, I get in this routine. I do my day, blah, blah, blah. Around 2 or 3 p.m., I take a nap for 2 to 3 hours. And that was my routine for the summer. So when I went back to college this last year, I continued taking naps. And this last semester I got a little bit better. Just a tad better. I think because I'm taking vitamins and my ADHD medication regularly, that does help a little bit. So I came home from school for the summer, and I've been napping 3 hours. I go to sleep at like 3 p.m. and I wake up after 5 for dinner, and it's terrible. But that's how long I sleep. And I go to bed around 11-ish, 11:30 maybe, and I wake up at 9 on my own. So like, I should be getting enough sleep, you know what I mean? So we talked to the doctor about this. We're like, it's not medication. I've been through so many medications, and especially with me on my ADHD medication, like that should be keeping me awake, you know what I mean? So she's like, okay, we'll get a sleep study done. I'm like, thank goodness, it is about time. Like, We've taken so many blood tests. That's when I passed out at the doctor. Did I tell you that story? Maybe I'll make that a video. We always do a bunch of blood tests and like, let's check my thyroid levels because we know I have hypothyroidism and blah, 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 and it's never that. So I'm like, it is about time we did a sleep study. So that brings me to today. So today I went to the doctor sleep center place. And the lady's like, I didn't even look at your birthday before you came in. I was expecting like an older lady because that's who goes there for sleep apnea problems. And I was like, haha, yeah. And she's showing me how to put on the thing. It goes around your chest. You'll see it. But it's like this belt and you gotta tighten it and then you put it back. And she's like, most people, it just goes like that. Like that's all that's left of the flap. Mine went all the way to like this side of my back. She's like, you're the tiniest patient I've ever had. But yeah, so I'm abnormal for a sleep study. But here I am because I need it. And caffeine doesn't work. Well, okay, let me take that back. Coffee doesn't work. I'll have 4 cups of coffee and then take a nap. The only thing that works is energy drinks, which are terrible for you. But, like, what else? What else am I gonna do? What is cute though is whenever I take my naps during the day, well, at school, Alfie can see me wherever I nap because the dorm is small, but here I'll nap on the couch next to Alfie's cage and she naps with me and it's really cute. But today, because I'm doing the sleep study, I can't nap. And I didn't nap yesterday, which is big, but that makes me want to nap today even more. I'm honestly, it's 11:40. You can see the clock. It's 11:40. I'm ready for a nap. So this will be interesting. So all my stuff is in this tiny little bag. Isn't that so handy dandy? I honestly was like worried I was gonna have to bring like, I don't know, big stuff home, but I really don't. So she said that this will measure my breathing, which is weird because when you're asleep, don't you breathe more with your abdomen than like with your chest? So I was a little confused by that, but I mean, you know, whatever. So that's that. And then everything else is, she said this is like the hardest part that people have, is just getting this on. So we're good. This goes on my finger. Wait, I should do this last, because I have to put this on my face. Wait. Which way does it go? It's bent slightly. Does it go? Is going this way? Okay. Anyway, when I got my first pixie cut, the lady who cut my hair was like, oh my gosh, you look like Shailene Woodley. And then when she was like, you're gonna have to wear this thing, I was like, wow, if I still had my pixie, I would really look like Shailene Woodley. It's weird. Like, you can kind of, like, is this what it feels like if you have your nose pierced? It makes me want to, like, sneeze. But at the same time, like, I feel like my nose is running. It's not, but I feel like it is. I don't like that. It's soft tape. It feels like my nose is running. I don't like that. Am I supposed to use scissors? Where do I tape it? Like here? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, she just said tape it, so I hate this. My nose isn't running. It's fine. Okay. What if my nose does run? I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure it's fine. I feel like I need to tape this. I'll ask my mom. Wait. She put... I do need these. That. And then, what did she do? She used this. And she said I should also tape one to the back of my hand because I'm little. Also, I'm not kidding when I say it was so hard not to nap today. It was all I wanted to do. It was so hard. I'm so nervous that's not secure. I guess it is. My finger's kind of sweaty. I just feel like this is a lot of loose wires hanging around. Like, there's a lot. For a movie person, I use my arms a lot. I feel like I'm gonna tangle myself. Like, I need another belt to hold down. Let's get a mother's opinion. My mom checked it. She says I look good. It was really funny though. She was like, alright, I'll be praying that you get a good night's rest. And then she's like, well, typical. And I was like, yeah, we don't want me to have a good night's rest. We want them to actually find out what's wrong with me, so. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Yeah, let's talk about how my sleep study went. So, it's been a few weeks now since I turned it in. The tube that connects my nose tubes that then went here, one of them disconnected at like the main sensor tube. And so I was like, that's probably not good. And the monitor for my breathing like kept moving around, which I feel like it's not supposed to do, but I was like, it's still on my chest, so it's probably fine, right? I had told her, like, I move around in my sleep, is that okay? And she was like, oh, it'll be fine, nothing ever, like, happens, everything's fine. Oh well, you know? So I turned all the stuff back in, and we had to wait a week to get the results. So we finally get the results. I don't have sleep apnea. No one is surprised. My mom and I talked about it, and we were like, what do we want to do? Because how much money are we gonna pay, right, for them to say there's nothing wrong with you, even though there's obviously something wrong? We decided I should just start taking magnesium, like vitamin supplements, and just see how that worked. And it was instantaneous. Like, the first night I took it, I instantly was sleeping better. I only woke up once in the night, and I woke up, like, in the morning feeling like I actually got rest, like I was ready for the day. And that happened the next night, and that happened the next night. And so I've been taking magnesium for, what I actually take is like magnesium citrate or something, because it absorbs, your body absorbs it better than just like regular magnesium or like other kinds of magnesium. Anyway, I've been taking that for 2 weeks now, maybe a little more than 2. And so far it's worked great, but like at the same time it's only been 2 weeks, you know? Hopefully the fact that the magnesium is actually like changing the way I sleep is a good sign that this is gonna be my fix. These last 2 weeks I've not felt the need to nap. There's been a few times where I'm like, I'm kinda tired, I could take a nap, but also like I have things to do, so maybe I'll just do those things. And I was like, that's crazy. Usually when I'm tired, I'm like, I know I have things to do, but I'm tired, so I'm going to sleep. And so even just like those things where I like choose to do something instead of sleeping is like very exciting for me. So yeah, that's all. Nothing like crazy exciting. But that is hopefully the resolve of my sleeping crisis. Can we be dramatic about it? My sleeping crisis since sophomore year of high school. So 4 years of constant sleep. So That'd be great if I can get, you know, a little bit of my life back, actually like study in school like a normal person, like being awake throughout the day, during my classes, during homework. That'd be amazing. I will see you next week. Alright, bye.